Hey everyone, this is OB here from the outofstateinvestor.com. Today I'm going to share with you my population research tool. Now this is a tool that I created to help me compare different markets, compare them effectively, really efficiently, and to get away from manually using Google to just search one city one at a time. It's very easy to do, and I still sometimes do it. And I'll show you, a lot of times you might just do a Google search, something like this, and let's say Los Angeles population. You'll see a nice little graph, and you kind of see it's trending upwards. There's two problems with just doing it this way is that one, notice the data is only current to 2013, so it's a little bit dated. And also, the only statistics you're getting here is the population number, the total number. You don't see migration numbers, and you can't see whether or not the increase in population is due to natural growth, births exceeding deaths, or if it's due to migration or a combination of the two. So that's what this tool is primarily used for. What you're looking at here is the About page. If you wanted to, you can download the source data yourself from the Census Bureau. I have a link up here at the top if you want to do that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You could always find me at outofstateinvestor.com or just send me an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts, any feedback, and always love chatting with other investors and just connecting further. So moving forward, tab number 1, that's the source data. That's what it looks when you download the data. Not too pretty. But the next slide, the next sheet is the metro statistical areas. So that's what you're seeing here. I formatted all the data and added a lot of columns and filters to help me efficiently narrow my search down. There's a lot of cities here, so it could be pretty overwhelming. So the filters really help make it into a manageable list. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to give you guys an idea of what's going on here, across the top are different headers for the names of the counties or the metros. Right now I'm just going to do a first filter. I just want to look at the metro statistical areas. I'm not going to look at metropolitan divisions or the counties, just MSAs. And once I did that, notice at the bottom here, my whole list already reduced down to 381 out of 1,578. Now this next section here, these next 4 columns, are really where I start to cut down my list. So this first one here, column G, is the minimum population that I'm going to consider as an investment market. Right now I got 500,000, but I could always change that, let's say 1 million. And what it does is in each of these cells I have a formula that either tells me that, yes, that market, for example, Atlanta, has a population greater than 1 million, and all these other ones here that say no doesn't meet this first criteria. 1 million's pretty high, so let me just drop that back down to, let's say, 500,000. And the first filter I can do is I'm going to just hit yes, so it's only going to display markets that meet that 500,000 population. If I keep going to the right, population growth, my next filter, you look here, Buffalo is red, it's no. So that just means that in this time frame, 2010 to 2015, was there population growth? Is the 2015 population greater than the 2010 population? Well, in Buffalo, it wasn't. So I'm going to filter markets like that out. So I only want to see the ones that have a yes. Next, natural growth. Natural growth is just when the number of births exceeds the number of deaths in that market. So again, I'm going to just hit yes. And the next one's migration growth. That's just the number of people that moved to that market minus all the people that left that market. I want to see a yes in this column as well, so I'm going to filter that down. And notice now we're down to 78. We came down quite a bit. We were over 300 or so when we started, and now we're under 100. The other thing we could also do is I had 2010 and 2015 selected here. I could have looked at migration growth or natural growth or population growth over a particular year as well, but I'm just going to leave it at the 2010 and 2015 time frame. So once I have this list, I can then start to play with the data. I can start to sort it in any way I want. Every one of these columns, these column headers, can be sorted by clicking this arrow. So if I say population change by number, if I want to sort this by the markets that had the biggest increase in population change, I could do that. So in the 2010 to 2015 period, Houston had the largest by number, largest population change, followed by Dallas, then New York. I could sort also by percent growth. So if I do sort largest to smallest here, I'll see now number one is Austin Round Rock. Had almost a 16% increase in this last 5-year period, followed by Cape Coral and so on. If I keep moving on to the right as well, I'll see then I can look specifically births minus deaths, and births minus deaths is going to give me my natural change. Let's keep filtering this list down further. I feel like this is still pretty large, and one way I could filter this further is looking at a specific region of the US. Let's say we were interested in the Southwest. So I could deselect all these states and only select, let's say, California, Arizona, and let's say Nevada. Now, we only got 12 showing, much more manageable. Only 12 metro areas to consider, and I can now sort, let's say by population growth, population change by percent. So Phoenix, Arizona was the largest gains in that period. Now, if I want to see what market was gaining by migration, I could do that. And I have migration divided up into, you could even look between international migration as well as domestic migration. I'm going to sort by the total effect of migration, so considering both domestic and international effects. So when I sort from largest to smallest for net migration, again, Phoenix, Arizona is number one when I look at these markets in California, Arizona, and Nevada, followed by San Francisco and then Vegas. If I keep moving to the right, just wanted to explain here the percent of total population change due to net migration. Now what that is these percents, let's say this one, 58%, all these populations here, these markets, since I used my filters, they all increased by population. Now, what percent of that increase was due to migration versus just natural growth? You'll see here 58% of the Phoenix market increased in population because people were moving there, as opposed to, let's say this one, 13%. The LA market, LA, Long Beach, Anaheim, metro area, the last 5 years, it's only increased by about 13% from people moving here. So the vast majority of the increase that LA has seen is just due to natural growth. So that kind of tells you, the patterns that's taking place, where people are moving to. Another way to look at it is year to year. So if you see this number increasing, this percent increasing from year to year, a larger percent of the population growth is being due to net migration, then you might start seeing, you might be on the beginning trend of something bigger going on. Obviously, the next step you want to take after you look at population data is looking at the local economy. There's something driving people to move there. It could be, it's more affordable. It could be the jobs. It could be the weather. There could be a number of reasons. This is really just population research. This is step one when you're looking at different markets. Just to give you a brief background, there's a couple other sheets I wanted to just share. Sheet number 3 is if you're interested in smaller markets, there's micro-statistical areas. That's going to be smaller than 50,000 generally. There's also a reference sheet if you want to take what your, say, population percent growth numbers are in context. You could look at it by region, as well as by the US or by state, just to see how does your market compare to the bigger geographical area that your market is located in. And I have that same data depicted graphically so you can see, by region, the US, Northeast, Midwest, and these are all population changes by region, percent changes, as well as by states. And these are all color coded to match these color codes in terms of regions. So that in a nutshell is my population research tool. I hope you guys found that useful, and you guys, this is a free tool. You guys can just download it on this page. All I ask is for you to just subscribe and you get this tool free of use. Again, if you have any questions or comments, any feedback, I welcome that. So just go ahead and send me an email, and hope to see you guys around. Good luck out there. Bye.